Raising a family in the US is getting harder, with high costs, lack of safety, long work hours, expensive healthcare. It's no wonder so many Americans are looking for a better life abroad. I hear this all the time from my clients who I'm helping relocate to Europe through my company. And I get it. We also made the move from the US back to Europe, and it was the best decision ever. So what if I told you that in Europe you could have affordable healthcare, great public schools, safer cities, and actual work-life balance? In this video, I'll break down why Europe might be the best place for your family and why so many Americans are making the move. Let's get into it. When we lived in the US, we couldn't imagine starting a family over there. Car-dependent, boring cities and suburbs. The idea of paying thousands of dollars for daycare for your children, then tens of thousands for their college, being constantly worried about their safety and barely having time to spend with them, just didn't seem like the life we wanted. But moving to Europe changed everything. Obviously, Europe is not a country, and of course, each place can differ tremendously, whether you move to Western, Central, or Eastern Europe. However, when living in Europe, you experience generally a family-friendly lifestyle. Unlike in the US, where driving everywhere is the norm, many European cities are designed for walking. Schools, parks, grocery stores, cafes are all within close walking distance, so there is no need to drive everywhere. I have to explain to our clients from the US that when you arrive to the airport, you don't need to fly to another city within the country or rent a car to drive there. The railway system is very developed in every European country, and sometimes it's the fastest and most convenient and affordable way to travel between nearby cities. In Europe, you want to walk around and be outside compared to American cities, where you drive from point A to point B and then go quickly back home. But also, where do you walk? The majority of American cities don't even have pedestrian lanes for walking, and you either walk around parking lots or walk around your suburban area where you live. When checking cities on Google Maps with my husband before moving, we actually couldn't tell the difference. Is it a suburb in Raleigh, North Carolina, or in Colorado Springs, Colorado? It's impossible to distinguish. American suburbs and downtowns all look the same. In Europe, families tend to spend lots of time outside, and the city layout favors it as they are built around public spaces. Almost every city in Europe has a main square, which is the heart of the city, filled with music, events, cafes, and restaurants. You can spend all day there, but where do you go in American cities? There is no central place where people gather and where all the activities happen. Instead, you need to plan exactly when and where you will drive and actually look for events or activities. And personally, me and my husband didn't feel safe exploring streets in the downtown of American cities, especially during the evening time. When we lived in the US, we once watched a performance at the theater, and when it was over, we wanted to walk around for a bit before going actually back home. It was past 10 p.m. and the weather was warm and nice, but we were surprised that all the people jumped quickly into their cars and drove away, and nobody went on a walk to at least get their legs exercised after watching the performance for 2 hours. But after walking for 10 minutes in the downtown, we got anxious and quickly took a taxi back home. The city felt empty, like a scene from a horror movie. There were no normal people walking around, and there were so many homeless and weird people screaming randomly in the streets, doing drugs in the corners, and you never know who has a gun and can either rob you or start a shooting between their gang members. So now we live in Spain and we walk anywhere, and it keeps us fit and healthy. And during the summertime, we even go on walks past 11 p.m. as it's still super warm, and we see so many kids playing soccer or basketball till 1 a.m. while their parents are still at the restaurant or bar, slowly sipping beer or finishing their tapas without any rush. So, if you want to move to Europe and live a stress free, laid back lifestyle and easily travel around all the European countries, Spain is your getaway to do that. Spain also offers some amazing visa options that make moving here more accessible than ever. I have a free guide on the 3 easiest ways to move to Spain. Just click the link in the description to download it. And if you're ready to make the move, you can also book a personalized consultation with me where we'll create a custom relocation plan for you and your family to help you move to Spain and start your new European life. Prices are going crazy in most American cities, and in big and medium-sized cities, it's not enough anymore to be making around $100,000 to $150,000 a year for a family of four. Yes, in general, the US has higher salaries, but it also has higher expenses. As an expat friend of mine said, in the US, you earn double, but you pay triple. Healthcare bills, housing, and high property tax, even groceries, it all adds up. Meanwhile, in many European cities, yes, salaries might be lower, but so is the cost of things like eating out, traveling, buying fresh produce, and having some entertainment. And depending on where you go, housing can be way more affordable. Spain, Portugal, even parts of France and Italy, you can still find great deals. Just as an example, when we lived in Raleigh, North Carolina, we were renting a one-bedroom spacious apartment in a good location with a beautiful view on the lake for $1,700 without utilities. Here in Spain, we pay $1,200 for a beautiful two-bedroom apartment that already came with furniture, appliances, and all the decorations, and is just 20 minutes on foot from the city center. Also, the internet, cell phone service, and electricity is way cheaper here. Healthcare in the US has some of the best hospitals and treatments, but it comes at a hefty price. If you're in the US, you're pretty much forced to have insurance. And even then, the out-of-pocket costs like co-pays, medications, and deductibles can add up fast. And if you're uninsured, well, that can lead to some really overwhelming medical bills. It's a system where quality is high, but the price tag is sky high too, which can be a big burden for families. And I still can't believe that regular checkups are not a thing in the States comparing to Europe. Most countries in Europe have public health care, which means your taxes cover a large part of your medical expenses. It's a lot more affordable and accessible. Sure, there might be some longer wait times for certain procedures, but you have a peace of mind knowing your healthcare is taken care of without emptying your bank account. In Spain and France, giving birth is generally a lot more affordable compared to the US. Under the Spanish public healthcare system, the costs for prenatal visits, labor, and delivery are mostly covered by taxes. You could pay a small fee for things like the hospital room or a private room upgrade, but it's still far less than you would pay in the US. Even if you have the best insurance plan, you still will have to pay between $5,000 to $10,000 for childbirth. Now let's talk about education. In the US, public schools are free, but the quality can really vary. Some areas have fantastic schools, while others struggle as they depend on how much money the neighborhood has. And I've never heard so much news about mass school shootings in any place other than the US. You never hear about this in Europe. Private schools can cost a fortune, and college, well, good luck avoiding student loans that follow you for decades. The majority of people finish paying off their loans by the time they're 50. In Europe, education is much more affordable, especially higher education. Many countries like Germany and Finland offer free university education, even for international students. Public schools are generally great, with an emphasis on equality between local kids and newcomers. And kids get more of a holistic education approach with a focus on creativity and critical thinking. So there you have it. Europe is a better place to raise your family. And it's not just affordable healthcare, great schools, safer cities, and lower cost of living. It's also the kid-friendly environment. The infrastructure for kids is very developed in each neighborhood of the city. You have easy access without a car to squares, parks, and playgrounds. Children are important in Europe. Family is in the first place in most of the countries. It's not about individualism anymore. Where we live in Spain, it's an absolute incredible relationship between children and families. Strangers will interact with your child, smile and wave and talk to you on the streets, while in the US, it seems people react more to pets over kids in general. Families here often have meals together, and not just on the holidays couple times a year. Weekends are a sacred time to spend with your family and share a big meal together. And we also don't see kids here being glued to their gadgets, as they're always outside, playing, running around, exploring new things. We do see many kids from other ethnicities, but they are integrated well. Spanish kids and parents are generally very inclusive, and in each city you will find a lot of international nurseries and schools that will help your children get integrated into the culture in English, and then step by step they'll incorporate Spanish. So your children can grow up being bilingual. So if you're tired of that grind back in the States and are ready for something better for you and your family, Europe might be just what you need. I've been there, done that, and now I'm here to make your dream of moving to Europe a reality. If you're looking for a done-for-you relocation service, my team and I can help you with the entire process, including getting your visa and residency permits, securing an apartment, enrolling your kids into schools, moving your pets, and much, much more. We provide a one-stop shop to help you with everything you need to relocate with your family. So if that's something you're looking for help with, you book a call with me where I'll help you create a custom relocation plan and show you how we can make your move to Europe as easy as possible. The link to book a call is in the description of this video. So that's it for today, and if you need more reasons why you should leave the US and move to Europe, click here to watch this other video. And see you next week. Hasta pronto!